7 hidden psychological habits of people who need a glass of wine to unwind, and how to break them. For many, the evening ritual of unwinding with a glass of wine is more than just a casual habit. It can be a deeply ingrained behavior that serves various psychological and emotional needs. While a glass of wine might seem like a simple indulgence, it often reflects much deeper patterns in our daily lives. Understanding these behaviors can not only give us insight into how we cope with stress, but also offer ways to refine our relaxation habits for a healthier balance. In this blog, we'll dive deep into the subtle psychological forces behind the need for that glass of wine at the end of the day, exploring both the intentional and unconscious habits that shape this daily ritual. By the end, you'll have a clearer understanding of how this routine affects your mental well-being and whether it's truly serving you. 1. The need for a transition ritual, closing the door on the workday. At the end of a long, demanding day, it's easy to feel mentally exhausted and emotionally drained. Our brains are constantly processing information, from work stress to family responsibilities. For many, the glass of wine serves as a transition ritual, signaling the shift from the frenetic pace of daily obligations to a more relaxed personal time. This act can be incredibly powerful in the psychological process of unwinding. Psychological insight: the power of rituals in transitioning. Humans thrive on routine, and rituals, whether it's having a glass of wine, lighting a candle, or changing into comfortable clothes, create a sense of closure. According to cognitive psychology, rituals help our brains move from one state of being to another. They offer a psychological cue, telling our minds that a transition has occurred. This can be especially helpful when the day's stresses are still fresh. A glass of wine becomes a way to release the emotional tension of work, signaling to our subconscious that it's time to unwind. For many, this ritual is important because it doesn't just help them unwind physically, but also offers the emotional comfort of stability. By doing the same thing each evening, you create an expectation in your mind that rest and relaxation are on the horizon. 2. Overwork and stress. Coping with high levels of stress and anxiety. One of the primary reasons people reach for a drink after a long day is to cope with the stress and mental overload they've accumulated. Research has shown that chronic stress affects the brain's chemistry, triggering a need for relief. A glass of wine, even in small amounts, can temporarily reduce stress by lowering cortisol levels and offering a sense of relaxation. Psychological insight: the temporary relief of alcohol. When you experience stress, your body releases the hormone cortisol. Over time, high levels of cortisol can lead to anxiety, irritability, and even physical exhaustion. Alcohol, especially in the form of wine, has a sedative effect on the body, leading to a temporary reduction in cortisol and an increase in dopamine, the feel-good chemical. However, this relief is short-lived. The danger arises when individuals rely on alcohol to manage stress regularly. This creates a dependency on the act of drinking wine, not just for the flavor or relaxation, but for the relief it offers from the pressures of the day. While the initial effect may feel comforting, it is important to be aware that alcohol does not address the root cause of the stress, only the symptoms. 3. The search for connection. Social bonds and the ritual of sharing. For some, the evening glass of wine is not just about personal relaxation. It is often a social ritual. Whether shared with a partner, family, or friends, wine has become a common social lubricant. The act of unwinding together over a drink provides a sense of connection, comfort, and togetherness after the isolation or busyness of the day. Psychological insight: human need for social connection. Humans are inherently social creatures, and research consistently highlights the importance of human connection in maintaining mental health. After a day of work, when people are tired or mentally fatigued, the need to bond with others becomes even more pronounced. Wine becomes a tool that lowers social barriers, allowing for more open communication and the ability to unwind together. In many cultures, wine is associated with celebration, relaxation, and deep conversations. The glass of wine becomes a catalyst for bonding, enabling people to feel less isolated in their emotional experiences. Whether it's unwinding with a partner or engaging in casual conversation with friends, this social connection reinforces feelings of belonging and support, which can be incredibly soothing after a chaotic day. 4. Escaping overstimulation. Finding stillness in a hyperconnected world. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, it's easy to feel mentally overstimulated. We're constantly bombarded with notifications, work demands, and information overload. For many people, the evening glass of wine acts as a break from this overstimulation, a chance to be still, present, and disconnect from the digital world. Psychological insight, the need for mental quietude. Overstimulation, often referred to as mental clutter, can cause cognitive fatigue. Cognitive psychologists argue that when we're constantly processing information, whether it's through emails, social media, or other digital inputs, our brains become exhausted. This can lead to feelings of anxiety, restlessness, or burnout. Having a glass of wine can serve as an unconscious way to slow down and reclaim mental stillness. It helps create a peaceful environment where you can temporarily disconnect from the noise of the day. Whether it's sipping wine while reading a book, watching a favorite show, or simply sitting in silence, the wine provides a sensory cue that signals to your brain that it's time to relax. This ability to turn off the mind, even for a moment, can be vital in maintaining emotional well-being. 5. The pursuit of control, regaining agency in a chaotic world. For many, the evening glass of wine serves as an expression of control. After a day filled with unpredictable events, emails, meetings, obligations, having a glass of wine represents a small but important act of personal agency. This is especially significant for individuals who feel that many parts of their lives are dictated by external forces. Psychological insight, the psychological need for agency. Control is a fundamental psychological need. In an environment that constantly demands more from us, people often crave opportunities where they can exert control over their circumstances. For those who rely on a glass of wine to unwind, this habit can symbolize a moment of control. The simple act of pouring a drink becomes a ritual where they dictate the pace and content of their evening, free from external demands. While this behavior may seem minor, it taps into a deeper desire for autonomy. When external pressures feel overwhelming, even small acts of self-directed control can have a powerful psychological impact, offering a sense of stability and personal empowerment. 6. The habitual nature of relaxation, conditioning your mind and body. Over time, the act of having a glass of wine in the evening can become deeply conditioned. Your mind and body start to associate certain cues, such as the time of day or a specific routine, with the need for relaxation. This is an example of behavioral conditioning, a concept where repeated behaviors in response to specific triggers create automatic responses. Psychological insight, classical conditioning in daily life. Classical conditioning, a term coined by psychologist Ivan Pavlov, explains how habits form over time. When you repeatedly associate the act of unwinding with a glass of wine, your brain starts to expect that relaxation will follow. This automatic response can lead to a psychological craving for wine as soon as the routine begins, whether or not you actually need it. While rituals and habits are powerful, it's important to remember that they can be changed. By becoming aware of the underlying triggers that prompt the need for a glass of wine, you can experiment with replacing this habit with healthier alternatives, such as deep breathing, meditation, or other relaxation techniques. 7. Finding balance, managing your relaxation habits. While having a glass of wine can be part of an enjoyable evening, balance is key. Over-reliance on any one coping mechanism, be it alcohol, food, or even screen time, can lead to unhealthy behaviors. The goal is not to eliminate the ritual of wine entirely, but to ensure that it complements a broader, healthier relaxation routine. Psychological insight, the importance of balance and moderation. Psychologists emphasize the importance of moderation and self-awareness in habits. When your relaxation routine involves a variety of strategies, such as physical activity, mindfulness, or engaging hobbies, wine can become just one of many tools to unwind rather than the sole method. Being mindful of how often and why you reach for that glass of wine allows you to regain a sense of control over your relaxation habits and avoid dependency. Finding this balance enables you to enjoy your wine without it becoming a crutch. Exploring other ways to unwind, like engaging in a creative hobby, practicing yoga, or spending time in nature, can offer long-lasting benefits for mental health, providing more sustainable relaxation strategies. Conclusion: understanding your rituals and creating lasting change. The evening glass of wine serves many purposes, from stress relief to social bonding to providing a sense of control. Understanding the psychological underpinnings of this behavior can help you make more informed decisions about your evening rituals. The key is being mindful of why you reach for that glass of wine and ensuring that it's serving you in a healthy, balanced way. By exploring other ways to unwind, you can create a relaxation routine that nurtures both your body and mind. Whether it's through mindful practices, engaging in hobbies, or simply finding peace in a quiet moment, you have the power to redefine your evening ritual in a way that supports your overall well-being. Embrace your rituals. Just remember, balance is the key to a fulfilling, stress-free life.